Hey there, thanks for checking out this week's video. My name is Michelle Johnston. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and I am the owner of a corporate wellness company called Working Well. And I'm really excited about these videos that I'm creating and sharing with you. I've been in the wellness industry since 2001, and I have seen, done, and experienced a lot in that time. And it's my pleasure to share what I know with you in the hopes that it helps. Say that 10 times. So, because we're still in the new year, it is January at the time of the filming of this video. I thought it would be helpful to post some food for thought around sticking to resolutions or sticking to health goals in general. And in my experience, I've noticed that when we try to achieve our goals in isolation and by ourselves, we're not generally as successful as when we work together in a group setting, let's say, for example, in order to achieve our results. There is a percentage of the population who really has no trouble at all meeting internal expectations, external expectations, but for the vast majority of us, we need some system of accountability outside of ourselves to help see us through to the next level. So this concept comes from a medical doctor who's a psychiatrist in the US, Dr. Daniel Amen, and he works in the area of brain health, brain rehabilitation, and he's got some fantastic TED Talks that I recommend you check out. And he puts up different images on the screen, and you'll even see this if you Google some of his work, and he'll show you the brain, what a brain scan looks like according to the technology he's using of an Alzheimer's patient versus somebody who leads an extremely healthy lifestyle. And in the Alzheimer's patient, the brain scan shows holes, gaps in function. And in the healthy person's brain scan, it's really smooth, everything's filled in, and the gaps are, if they're there, they're hardly detectable. So, and then he shows brain scans of varying different types of patients. So people who may drink quite a lot in their life, or people who consume a lot of sugar, etc., and shows the effects of these lifestyle habits and how they affect the brain. So I find it really, really fascinating. It's eye-opening, but it's also an amazing motivator when you look at the work that he's sharing. And one of the things that he says in one of his TED Talks is that people get well in groups. And he says he's seen this time and time again. When an individual knows what they need to do to get better or to get well, and they choose to go it alone, the chances of them succeeding are very small, versus individuals who put themselves into a group program and have the support of others and who have a shared experience of forming new habits, making healthy change. Those individuals have a much higher rate of success, and he talks about that. So that principle is very exciting, especially if you're a person who's tried to achieve new health goals and have struggled. So that concept is what I'm talking a lot about these days with my clients, corporate clients, group clients in my 5-week Healthy Lifestyle Reboot program, and in my keynotes. And when I share this message, it makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. And it's almost like those that are actually participating in the work that I'm doing with them get excited because they know that there's a net of support there for them. So that's one thing that I thought was worthy of sharing this week. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the importance of identifying what your triggers might be. So for example, if we look at healthy eating or healthy eating habits, and if that's something that is exciting to you and you want to take on and transform in your life, I wonder if you can see if there would be value in uncovering, searching for, listing, identifying what some of the triggers are in your life that may pull you off track. So our life works the way it does because of how we interact with the world around us on a day-to-day basis. So there is a lot of value in spending some time and looking at what might trigger you to fall off the wagon. If you've committed to not eat sugar for 3 weeks or a month, what realistically could pull you off track? So for example, I know that, last night I had a dinner engagement with a couple of friends, one of whom I hadn't seen in a long time. And I identified in my calendar several days prior that this was an event that I would need to be prepared for, because it's all too easy to go to a restaurant and get caught up in what looks delicious and good on the menu, but also around you, to not stick to your plan. So that to me, I know, is a potential trigger. And so what I did was check the menu out ahead of time, see what foods on the menu I would be likely to order if I wasn't on top of my game, or if I was too hungry going in. So for example, we went to a Mexican restaurant and they had fish tacos, and they were touted as the best in the city. And I've never met a person who doesn't like a fish taco. It's never happened. And so friends of mine did order that, and I was particularly hungry going into the dinner. But what I had done was decided that I would have a burrito bowl, and I figured out what substitutes that I would put in. So rather than white rice, I asked for extra beans in the salad and no sour cream, because I don't feel really good when I eat sour cream. I just know that about myself. So they were all too happy to oblige and make those changes. And it's something that's worthy of doing for you, realizing that triggers can not only be about social engagements coming up, like being with family and such, but it can also be factors in your environment. So maybe you want to spend some time thinking about that, and maybe you want to consider the idea that participating in a group of some kind would be a benefit to you if you're really looking to achieve particular health goals. So this is what's been on my mind this week. It's been really fun to play with these concepts and see them come alive in my own life. And I thought it was worthy of sharing with you. So love to hear what you think about this. Love to hear what you think some of your triggers are. I'm always really curious to see what their triggers are, and hear more about that. So thanks so much for your time and for listening, and I look forward to seeing you online. Bye for now.